Welcome to another episode of Elevated and Chill. I'm your host CJ with my co-host Dougie Fresh. Dougie, what's going on? How has everything been? What's going on?
Dude, life updates. So many things are going on over here.
Mhm.
Um, it was a long week, but it was a short week. Actually, I have tomorrow off, and we got the Fourth of
Yeah,
July coming up, so we're gonna be barbecuing a little bit. But work has been good. Honestly, a lot of good stuff happening there. I think smelling a little bit of a promotion in the near future, which I'm excited about. The girls are doing well. Dylan has multiple teeth coming in, so we're running through the teething season right now. She's got two top teeth coming in, an additional bottom tooth coming in. She's already got two. She's also crawling around like a wild child and starting to stand up on everything. So there's going to
Mhm.
be a walking baby, I would say, in the next couple of months in our crib, which means we have to turn everything baby proof. Ayana has already
yeah.
been starting to put things in the outlets. I've been adding those little like buffers on
Mhm.
all the furniture. So some good life updates there, and then the fam has been good, and then there's some really cool stuff that is cooking on the outside here. So
At the Watchmen household.
hopefully in the next couple of episodes we'll be able to dig into what that looks like. But
Mhm.
yeah, some other exciting stuff that's happening that's keeping me on the edge of my seat, and hopefully it'll be real fun, and we'll be able to bring it
Like
up to
a
the
like a
home team.
roller coaster ride.
Yeah, exactly. What about you, man? How's everything going on your end?
Man, rough week this week. But we stay with it. Just same old. I mean, you got the child, you got life going on. I mean, promotion on the deck. I don't really have nothing crazy going on in my life, worthy of spilling out. So,
I
just
mean, you
staying
have a
healthy.
couple of trips on the horizon, right? You're going to
Yeah,
Boston.
yeah. I mean, this weekend I'm going to Boston for 4th of July, to see my brother. That'll be kind of cool just to touch base with him. Obviously get the grill going and shit like that. See what Boston's like for 4th of July. Yeah, but other than that, like nothing major in the cook. But so, we already spoke about my trip and shit like that. So um, yeah, I mean, just excited for to hop into this episode. We got a lot of things cooking up. The biggest thing cooking up is the NBA. NBA is high and heavy right now. First starting off with the NBA Finals. Obviously the Thunder have won. What were your thoughts about the Thunder winning? Did they close it out? Obviously SGA he completed his trifecta of winning MVP, Western Conference MVP, and the Finals MVP. So, what are your thoughts on the finals? How did they go?
Dude, like I think the finals was a really cool sight to see. Like it was different teams. Like obviously every year it's been a different champion, but like in the last like 7 years or so, but it felt different because it was like these are completely different teams that you didn't think that were going to get there from the Pacers, and you knew that we're going to get there from the Thunder, and they took each other on a wild ride. Like I can't believe that it went 7 games. One, I thought that the Thunder was absolutely going to beat them in five, but they beat them in seven, which is great for them. Congratulations to them. Congratulations to Shea. Shout out to him for not only what you said, like all those awards, but he also won scoring title, and he was like one of the most
Did
efficient players in the league. And he also just got a bag, right? Like he got like 4 years, 284 million or something like that. Like
he did
he
just get a bag.
he got a bag as well. So like shout out to him and everything that he's doing there. I think that the Thunder were owed that win. They did the best that they could throughout the season, and they were the best team. So like they were coming in on the trajectory of hitting that first championship, and they got it. Do I feel bad for Tyrese Halliburton? Absolutely. I wanted him to see him
Yes,
play the whole game,
speedy recovery on his part.
but hope
Obviously
like you
that sucks him going down and stuff like that. But we hope that he does have a speedy recovery in next year or throughout the whenever he comes back, he's healthy. And because that does suck. Playing in the finals, game seven, you can't help your team out. So prayers up for him for sure.
Yeah, I mean, obviously injuries are part of sports, but it's wild right now. Like, and I wanted to get your take on it. Like, why is there so many Achilles injuries happening? Like, is it something going on with training? Is it the explosiveness is different? Is it the way the game is played is different? Like, I think there was like 4 or 5 Achilles injuries just on the East during the playoff run,
Yeah,
and 3 of them were from the Pacers. So it's
yeah.
like, what happened to all these guys? Like, why are they not as durable? Like, I'm not understanding like what's happening there. It's got to be something with the training or like the way that they're putting pressure on that part of their body, like, or how they are stepping. But what do you think on that front? And then
Well,
let me know your thoughts on the Thunder win as well.
I mean, I think it's kind of odd because we're in this age of load management, so it's like everybody's like kind of taking the time off and stuff like that. So I don't really know what exactly is the issue pertaining to why there's so many injuries. I could only say that the reason because of this is the 82 game season. I mean, obviously basketball isn't like a crazy contact sport, but there is contact involved. So when you're kind of constantly on 82 games, 41 games on the road, 41 games at home, your body's enduring a lot of contact and a lot of little minor injuries could lead into big injuries and stuff like that. You would think that the training going on would be better because obviously advanced technology. We know more about certain things. But I mean, you're right. I mean, we had a lot of Achilles injuries in the past couple years. I mean, the most notable one was KD and Clay. And KD, if I'm not mistaken, he tore his Achilles, and then in the next year he came back and he tore his ACL,
Mm-hmm.
or was it? I think it was vice versa. So,
No, yeah, yeah, it was vice versa.
but still, like major injuries. Now Tatum went down, Halliburton went down. So, obviously, like this is becoming a very much a apparent issue in the NBA, and I think the only really biggest thing is probably the amount of games that these guys are playing, which it's kind of like I mentioned, like, but what about the load management? You know what I mean? Like, but a lot of these guys do play a lot of games too. Like I know Tatum is rather healthy for the most part, and he's active. He doesn't really take that many games off. So again, like it just goes back to the 82 game season. Like, what is Adam Silver gonna do to maybe cut down on the 82 game season, make it shorter, or maybe honestly take out the cup that they have mid season? Like these are things that maybe you should be looking forward for the future because a lot of these players are going down, and Dame also went down too.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I said, prayers up for all the players that got injured. Especially Halliburton, since he got injured in the finals and he couldn't really go out there and help his team potentially win a championship, and especially in a game 7, that's really rough. But prayers out to everybody that got injured. We obviously, these are some of our favorite players: Tatum, Dame, Halliburton. So hopefully they do have a speedy recovery, and maybe they come back like KD did when he tore his Achilles. Um, Pertaining to the Thunder winning, we kind of saw this coming. They were the best team in the NBA. They have a young star in Shea. They got a bench. They got core players around them. They have a young squad, so the future was looking bright for them. And I think them winning this was a win or bust situation because if they won, obviously they did, but if they lost, then it would have been the team's game broken up. But now they did win. They did secure the victory. So now, you know, they might be the new dynasty in the NBA. We don't know. And there's actually been a stat like a lot of the championships in like the 70s, like from the 70s to now, like Russell won 11. You never gain that again. Jordan
Mm-hmm.
won 6. You probably never gain that again. Kobe won 5. You never gain that again. LeBron won 4. Steph won 4. It's just the NBA is getting more talented, and there's a lot of teams that are viable to win a championship, especially either way, East or West. So that could be another thing too. Like the competition is getting very much harder to like keep up with, which could maybe allude to the injuries that are happening. You know what I'm saying? So,
Well,
shout out to the Thunder.
a lot of that was in the beginning was NBA players were from the States. Now a lot
Yeah,
of these players are
all
international,
overseas. Yeah,
right? So like
yeah,
that has a big play in the talent pool if you're going to go worldwide over, in the 70s and 80s when they were really only playing guys here, right, in
yeah,
the States. Even in the early 90s when Jordan was winning, the international players weren't very big. Now it's
yeah.
a huge thing. How many MVPs over the last decade have been international players?
Majority of them.
At least five or six, right?
Yeah,
I mean, just because Jokic has three on his own, or four on three or four on his own,
three. There's
three.
three.
So like that's just there's three out of your 10.
Giannis got two.
Giannis has two.
Joel.
So Joel, yep. Like and
Shea
Shea,
is technically not
technically.
from America, but technically Canada's right there. So,
So what does the
uh,
Thunder do moving forward though? So are we giving everybody the bag because now we won? We
well,
obviously
I
know we
mean,
have to give our best player the bag,
well,
and he got it.
every,
But
everybody got a whatchamacallit, a day,
uh,
so that's a start. Everybody got a national day in Oklahoma City, so that's a start. But yeah, I mean, you secure your best player, and that's exactly what they did. They secured Shea. That's what you need to do. You need to make your star feel comfortable of staying. You need to make sure that he's good and he's not going anywhere because that is your foundation. But you also need to keep your core players, and that is Alex Caruso because he's a really underrated player, and he also brings veteran experience, and he's not old, but he's not young. He's in that nice in between stage where like he could really put in numbers, and you've seen that. Jalen Williams, Chet, Lou Dort, you got to keep these guys. These are guys. This is your new. This is your core set of guys that you need to keep together for the potentially go and have a three-peat. I mean, two back to back, maybe a three-peat. I don't know. But you need to go out and extend, and I believe they're going out and extending the contracts too. So, but the main one was Shea, and they got that done. So that's really keeping your core unit. You know what I'm saying?
no, I agree. I feel like you were spot on earlier where if they got to this point, won 68 games and lost, that whole team was getting blown up.
But
They
don't
were
know.
still gonna extend Shea because that is the core, like you mentioned. But I think they would have ended up trying to package up Williams and something. Maybe even they would have tapped into some of these other all stars that are on the move or wanting to move, right? And we have more to talk about around free agency in a bit, but I think that the Thunder made the right moves. They're gonna get their dominoes in a row, and they're gonna hit everybody with the cash price to keep them around at least for the next couple of years, like you said, to compete for a championship next year for sure, and the year after as well, just to put the icing on the cake and see where they're at, And the other thing I wanted to tap in super quick, and then we can jump over to the chill and ask was one thing I was reading around the injuries was the low tops over high tops. That was another thing. Every single guy that has had an Achilles injury has had a low
As a low
top on.
top. It's kind of funny too because the high top sneaker, and I mean, I'm not really like heavy. I don't have a knowledge base in this, but since I feel like the high top sneaker really like kind of overcompensates, so it may lead to more injuries. But I could see why the low tops could cause more injuries because your ankle is not supported. Um, because but my thing is that the low tops have more like structure around that could hold the Achilles together. I feel like with the high top, maybe your Achilles is like wobbling. But I mean, listen, I'm not the expert in this, so this is like kind of like just my opinion. But it does make sense as to why people are getting more injured with these Achilles because of the low top sneakers.
Yeah, I mean, outside of that and what you mentioned, that Adam Silver has to figure out this too long of a season because we're not playing baseball here, like we're playing basketball, and it's not that the contact is very physical, but the stamina and running up and
Because
down and
that, yeah, that's a
pivoting and
lot.
stopping and starting, it happens a lot more than any other sport. So just some things to think about, but I think that the Thunder are in a good spot to win it all again, and we'll see what happens. So they're making the moves.
They are making the moves, but moving into our chilling ass question, um, the chilling ass question of the day is: in the last 7 years, what championship team is the best? So now, if you put this in perspective, here are the last seven. It's the Toronto Raptors won in 2019. 2020 was the Lakers. 2021 was the Bucks. 2022 was the whatchamacallit, the Warriors. 2023 was the Nuggets. 2024 was the Celtics. 2025 now the Thunder. So we could rank them, but the question is, what is the best championship team from those seven teams that I just listed?
I don't know. That's a really good one. But I'm trying to think of what team was the most well-rounded team and wasn't top heavy because they had a bunch of stars or like one or two stars. Like I feel like that Raptors team, they only got over the hump because of Kawhi. Like that was it. How many
Yeah,
times have they
and
gotten?
I ain't gonna lie to
They
you.
had consecutive like 5 to 7 consecutive seasons of getting into the playoffs and being bounced immediately by LeBron.
On top of
So
that, they kind of got lucky with KD and Clay getting injured. So I mean, like, not I'm not trying to discredit the win, but if KD and Clay are healthy, I mean, that's like kind of like the odds
well,
of you winning are kind of slimmer. You know what I mean?
much slimmer. What do you mean they won back to back
Yeah,
before that? They probably would have
yeah,
three-peated at that point
yeah,
if they didn't get hurt. So I can't say that that's the best team.
yeah.
I can't say that Giannis and the Bucks were the best team either. I think they won for pure like just the Greek freak making things happen. And then
Yeah,
that's the same thing as what happened with Kawhi. Like you had a really, really great player who Kawhi and the Toronto, they might not have even been to the finals if he didn't make that game 7 shot at the buzzer and it
against
bounced
Philly.
around against Philly and Joel Embiid starts crying. So I don't think that those two teams are the best teams. It's hard to say that any team with LeBron on it is not the best team. But I don't love that championship for him. Like I wish he would have won that championship and it wasn't COVID. Because I think more and more people would have praised that championship for him if it wasn't
Yeah,
COVID. Because everybody's like, oh, it was the bubble ring, blah, blah, blah. That was still a ring. Those guys were going through mad shit. They didn't see their families for months, and they were fucking in hotels, sleeping in
well, the thing too
hotels
is that
forever. Like,
the
think
thing
about
too
it
is that
mentally of how beat up you were during
yeah.
that
On
time.
top of that, it's just like you're really hooping in that. Like, imagine. I mean, all right, I get it. The crowd helps, but like, you know, the crowd is like another factor into winning a championship because the crowd gets you going and stuff like that. But imagine being there and it's just literally like an open gym. It's just you hooping, and you could like it's just you and that other team just straight hooping. Like that's it. Like, there's no distractions. Like
And you had like things between each person on the bench too. You couldn't even be like really close to
yeah,
the other
it's just
players.
yeah.
It was fucking weird, dude.
A championship is a championship. I mean, I think these guys faced a lot. I'm not even trying to make it seem like because that's like LeBron's championship, but anybody that won that championship, that shit counts. That was a tough championship to win, regardless of who won it. The Heat won it, the Nuggets won it, the Celtics won it. It doesn't matter. Like that was a hard championship due to the fact that the amount of stuff that these guys had to go through mentally and still hoop without fans is still it's kind of remarkable to be honest.
And being disconnected from your family, like
Correct.
you said it earlier, you play 41 games at home. Half the time, if not more, your family's always there. It's rooting you on. Like there's a whole other connection piece to the puzzle. And not having
Yeah.
fans is freaking weird. But I can't say that that team is the best team out of the 7 that you just said in regards to the question. Let's keep moving. The Warriors in 2022, like obviously they had the best shooter alive by far. But that team was not supposed to win that finals.
That was an impressive one.
That
Steph,
was one that they pulled out because the team as a whole was horrible, like horrible, like the pieces
yeah.
that they had around him outside of Draymond Green. But like,
Jordan Poole was also hooping that series too. I
where the
gotta
fuck
admit.
has he been now though? Afterwards,
No, you're right, absolutely right. But like, it just shows like when you're in the proper system that like you can make things happen. But I agree with you. Like, where is he now?
that team I do not think was best. Now you get on the back half of the 7 championships that you were talking about, which is 23, 24, and 25, and all of these teams are now deep teams that had key players that even with what the Nuggets said, we need these players back. Like they went and signed Bruce Brown back. They were like, we want this
Yeah.
guy back this year so that we can see if we can
Surprise.
get
That's
him.
the free. We're gonna talk about that
Yeah,
in the
we'll,
free
t- we'll
agency,
talk
guys.
about we'll talk about free agency stuff in a bit, but I still don't know. I think it was either the Celtics or the Thunder that are the best team. Best team. I'm putting emphasis on championship team, not best players, not statistically the best, whatever the case may be. Best all around 5 players that you threw on the floor, and then your other 4 that came off the bench. It's really hard to say that this Thunder team was not that team, and it's really hard to say that the Celtics team was not that team. So I gotta go with the Celtics in 2024 as the best championship team in the last 7 years. I have to. Just from top to bottom, that 5 was beating everybody. Was beating everybody. Like it was no chance.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like if
So
the
from
Thunder would have beaten the Pacers in 5 and weren't taken to 7 games in multiple series, I would beg to differ that they might be the best team in the last 7 years, championship wise. But I can't say that the Celtics weren't that team during
yeah,
2024, and now you'll never see that again. But
yeah.
that's my decision, and I'm sticking to it. What about you?
So
What is yours? Because I just did like a huge TED talk on like all of them.
yeah. I think I'm gonna eliminate the Raptors and the Bucks. I think those two eliminated for sure. I want to say that 2020 team with LeBron, AD, Dwight, all of those guys was a good team. But
You
they
got Caruso
also,
on there too.
yeah, Alex Caruso. But they got taken to 6 games, so it's like how can you? Um, I will say, it kind of just goes to like the back half. The Warriors was an impressive W. I'm not gonna lie to you, but it's really the back half, and the 2023 Nuggets were pretty stacked. I'm not gonna lie, because they had Jokic, Michael Porter, Jamal Murray, Aaron Gordon. Then you had Bruce Brown off the bench. I believe Christian Braun was on that team too. You had DeAndre Jordan on that team. If
Yep.
I'm not mistaken, you had Uncle Jeff on that team.
You had KCP on that team
You got
too.
KCP on that team. So that was a deep team. I'm not gonna lie to you. Um,
Very
so
deep team.
so if I
They
really
may have been
had to,
playing 11 guys during that
so I
finals.
would I would go between the 2023 Nuggets and the 2024 Celtics. And if I had to go with it, I'm probably gonna go with the 2023 Nuggets team. That that 20 they were
Wow.
just because the reason why I say that is because not saying that the Celtics they had people that could score and whatever, but like I think that team was just the best complete team and they had like the most chemistry. You know what I mean?
Mhm. Yeah,
And
yeah.
Jamal Murray was playing out of his mind. Michael Porter Jr. was playing out of his mind. Like I don't know. Like I just feel like that team would have the most chemistry, and they were like that. They had defensive players. And I'm not saying the Celtics didn't either because they did,
Mhm.
but I just feel like the one thing that stood above them is the chemistry. You know what I mean? That was like one
No,
thing that
I do. I think that is a really good call out because I didn't even think about like chemistry in that regard. I thought about like the 5 guys that are core get on the court. Who we
yeah,
gonna beat some ass? We're gonna beat some
yeah.
ass.
I just feel like they meshed more than the Boston Celtics. But I mean, not to say that the Boston Celtics didn't have chemistry. I think they did have chemistry, but I'm gonna go with the Nuggets. That's my solid pick. The Nuggets, the 2023 Nuggets. Uh, yeah. Uh,
Well, home team, tell us
home
who you
team.
think is the best championship team in the last 7 years. Obviously, CJ and I are not aligned with it, but I
Yeah.
agree that the Nuggets were a very, very good
We
team.
both agree that they have the our picks were definitely great teams. It just obviously we picked two separate teams. Home team, we want to know what you think about this question. Since the finals are wrapped up in the book. But with the finals being done, means that free agency is cooking up
Yo,
and
open
has
the
been.
floodgates, bro, on only
Yeah,
2 days.
out the gate pouring like like guns blazing, wild wild west out here. Topping it off, number one thing that happened, KD being traded. KD got traded from the to the Rockets from Phoenix. Yeah, I
Do you think he
mean,
forced his way out, or that was
yeah, I
Phoenix
think
saying we're fucking done with this trio and we're gonna
I
try
think
something new?
I think it's just both. I mean, I just think it wasn't working. They just had too much. Bradley Bill wasn't a fit on that team. Devin Book, it's just too much offense that didn't again mesh well. So they try to make it work, but it just wasn't working at all. So obviously KD is gonna do what KD does, and he's gonna team up. You know what I mean? Which obviously you're trying to get what's best for your career. And I mean the Rockets do have now a core set of players. You know, they got Clint Capella back. They got Reed Shepard. They signed Jabari Smith. They got Sengun, he's like baby Jokic kind of. You signed Fred VanVleet, which you need him. He's a tough guy. He's a good guy. And he can hoop too. Um, so you got a young core going on.
I
So
also
and it,
don't think that they should be worried about the plug and play because Jalen Green did absolutely nothing for them in the playoffs.
yeah.
So
So we'll see
going and
how.
getting KD, a two-time champion and one of the best scorers ever, I think that changes the dynamic of the team. Plus, they have a wonderful coach too that we haven't
Yeah,
even
but the thing
talked
is that
about.
how well can KD lead the team though? Because KD is notoriously not a great leader. He's the best. He's the greatest second option you'll ever have, and I stand wholeheartedly on that. 10 toes down.
But
Greatest scorer of
hopefully,
all time.
hopefully that's not what they want to lean on him for anymore at 35 years old. Is
I mean,
you should be the veteran presence that comes in and
but
scores like a
provides,
bunch.
but provides leadership because that's what you want from a veteran player. You know what I mean? So it's like, what is he exactly going to provide to this team? And hopefully, it's leadership and him getting a multitude of buckets. So we'll see. We'll see how the Rockets shape out. I mean,
I
on
mean, they
paper
also got Dorian Finney-Smith too that we didn't
they
talk
did
about.
coming off the bench. You know what I mean?
They ended up
So
being pretty aggressive.
oh, and they re-signed Steven Adams.
That's true. So they were
So
very aggressive, and it's only been like what 3 days into free agency.
so we'll see how that shapes up. My opinion on this whole matter is yeah, KD. We'll see. I think it's a good move to get KD. Obviously because KD is KD, but we'll see how it flourishes. You know what I mean? Um,
I agree. I agree. We
the
have to
Knicks
see
are
how it comes together.
the Knicks are cooking too. The Knicks
They are,
just
dude.
got
I'm so hyped up
I,
about the
you. So you're
additions,
hyped
bro.
up. So you wanna take the lead? Let's go. Go
I
ahead.
mean, I'm about to jump through the screen at you
Yeah,
and
yeah.
fist
You.
pump. So one, we got Jordan Clarkson, who I thought we
Yes.
should have signed 1,000 years
You.
ago. I think I
You
said
said
it.
it.
I said it like multiple times that we
You
should have
did.
signed him.
That was you. I thought of
Um,
you when you guys made that signing. I
I
thought of
was
you.
like, dude, like, why have we not signed this guy? Immediately when Utah bought him out, I called him up, called up Leon Rose. I was like, hey, get this guy right now. Give him the bag because you don't understand how he's going to change the dynamic of our
Dynamic
bench.
coming off the
I
bench.
love Miles McBride. I love Landry Shaman. I love these guys that were coming off the bench. But this is an elite scorer that is going to
Off
be
the
coming off
bench.
the bench. This is a true six man, like a Lou Williams, bro.
Jamal,
Like
Jamal
Jamal
Crawford.
Crawford. Yeah, like this is like a do or die dude that is going to get in there and really, beat it up and
Yeah.
score a ton of points for you. Plus, he's actually started to shift the way that he's been playing on the defensive side, and he's much better than what he used to be. People used to attack
Yes.
him like crazy. If you remember when he was on the Lakers, he got dogged a few times on multiple occasions, but He is much better now. And then we got Yabusele, baby. You can't even leave that guy open. Did you see what he was doing in the Olympics? Like
Yes.
throwing it down over everybody, throwing it down over Serbia as a country, basically, that man. Literally. So I'm excited about him. You got him playing a 4 or a 5. He can come in, he can mix it around. It's a big body. Give Cat a little bit of time to rest, you know? And the big thing is we finally got a coach. We have a
Got a
coach.
coach,
We got a coach of the year too, dude. He's
Mike
a
Brown.
championship coach from the Warriors, sitting with Steve Kerr. He was a coach
And
of the year in Sacramento.
don't forget, he's under the Greg Popovich lineage. He was on that. He was with Greg Popovich. So
I like the smell of that as well. I like the smell of that as well. I also know damn well that he's not going to be motoring our guys into the ground and killing them throughout 82 games. So
yeah,
we might actually be able
he
to
might
get
be in
into the
practice
playoffs
though.
again.
Did you ever see that video of him
Yeah,
in
I did.
practice? He might be a little bit in practice, but yeah, he's not gonna run you guys down for sure.
I think
Um,
that he's going to do the right things to get the most out of the best players. Obviously, we need Brunson and Cat to take another step up in an open East, dude. The Boston Celtics look like they're a bag of balls now with the fucking team that's going on over there. The Pacers are hurt. The Bucks are out. The Hawks are trying to compile like just
the,
everybody and under the
everybody,
sun. They're just like
everybody.
anybody that has been out in the world should become a basketball player right now. If you rattle off the laundry list of people that they got, great. I think the Magic did a wonderful job in going and get Desmond Bain. That changes their dynamic because they couldn't shoot a three
Oh,
for the life
shit.
of them. They were the worst 3-point shooting team ever. And I thought
Yeah,
that when they played the Celtics in the playoffs, they did bring up the efficiency, but they're lucky that the Celtics like 3-point efficiency during that series was down, or they would have gotten torched. Either way, I think the Knicks have a really open shot at getting all the way
to
next
the
year.
finals.
All the way to the finals next year. We got the coach. We're starting to put together the bench. We got our stars. I smell another, free agency signing here. Maybe bring back a couple of our boys that were on the bench, like a Landry Salmon, who still hasn't gotten his money yet, and go run it back with these couple of new guys. And I'm feeling good about it. Feeling
Yeah,
good
you
about it.
you seem so good. So that's the next guy, home team. Obviously, Dougie Fresh is very much excited about this new Knicks squad. It is being a New Yorker, rejuvenating that we got a nice head coach. We got a good signing, two good signings, and hopefully they could get it done and make it a run for it. On the
What about your
docket,
team? Because I know that they just
yes,
pulled a big
yes,
signing as
yes.
well.
First of all, we re-signed the fucking GOAT. LeBron is staying in fucking LA.
Well, he took his
And
player option, right, for
yeah, he took his
52
player
million, but
option.
he's going to readjust the
Yeah,
contract.
yeah. He's gonna do it.
Everybody under the sun, and even Shams, is saying that he's going to get traded. It's not happening. LeBron is going nowhere.
Yeah, LeBron makes his own rules. That's when you're that guy in the NBA. If Jordan did it, LeBron's gonna do it. Kobe could do it. That's just how shit goes. Um, Aiton, I was talking about a big man, and we went out and got a fucking big man, and we got DeAndre Ayton.
My man's
Hopefully
only
he
26 years old, though. That's the other piece to this
that's
puzzle.
the key. Him and Luca are gonna that pick and roll is gonna be very dangerous. I think Aiton, even though I was a big critic of him, he is a solid big man. He does well. I think he'll be a nice third option. In that rotation, we also signed Lavario from the
Yep.
Grizzlies, which is a great signing as well. So
Yeah, he shot the three really well, too.
with Austin Reeves, Dalton Connect, and Lavaria, and obviously we just signed Aiton, so we are kind of looking out
They're going to
too.
sign somebody else, too, though.
Yeah,
They're definitely
for
going to go
sure.
get somebody else.
So yeah, I'm highly excited about this. Obviously, the big thing was that our presence down low was non-existent. Now it is existing potentially. So, and
Does
we
it
have a
foreshadow for like the championship in 2020, like a nice little LeBron AD kind of pick and roll now to Luca and Ayton pick and roll?
I mean, potentially. Obviously, let's not get ahead of ourselves and say that Aiden is on the scale of AD because he's absolutely fucking not. But he's
Maybe it's the
definitely
right system or the right coach
right.
that you need.
Exactly. So it's hopefully he could he could maybe have become an all-star with this JJ Redick system that we got going on. So highly excited
Or
about
maybe he
that.
just needs to sweat in the locker room next to LeBron, and then you're good.
Yeah, I
Like
mean,
maybe
you know,
the
get that
goodness of just
the
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 goat.
fountain of youth, the fountain of youth just pouring on fucking DeAndre Ayton. Hopefully he can get some of that greatness in that locker room. So I'm and Luca too, don't get me wrong. Luca's a fucking bucket. So I'm highly excited. The other big thing going on is the Nuggets. The Nuggets are going on a rampage. They're very aggressive. They just signed Valanciunas off the bench.
Which is kind
They
of good for them. They didn't have any depth, I felt like.
Yeah, so they signed Bruce Brown back, and Brucey is back in Colorado. They also went out and got Tim Hardaway Jr. They also traded for Michael Porter Jr. And got Cam Johnson. So Cam Johnson will be inserted into the starting lineup. So those are four
You
big
think Cam
moves.
Johnson is a better move than
I,
Michael Porter Jr. at this current moment?
um, I feel like Michael Porter Jr. had a lot of upside, but I think Cam Johnson might fit into the system. I think he might fit in a little bit better. And who knows? Maybe MPJ needs to go to the Nets to have like maybe, all right, I need to be that star player. Like it's kind of like a D'Angelo Russell situation. He was on the Lakers, too much shit going on. Went to the Nets and stuff like that. So who knows? I think Cam Johnson fits in right in. He can stand out. He can hit the three. And obviously Jokic demands so much attention that you're bound to get them open. They also have Peyton Strother. They still have Christian Braun. So the Nuggets might make maybe the Western Conference Finals might be the Nuggets and the Lakers, and maybe the fucking Lakers could actually beat the Nuggets this time. How about that? But yeah, the Nuggets.
I think if the Lakers sign one more guy, they gotta get somebody in that 3-4 position ish. Right now, they got a lot of guards and a lot of, and now they got one big guy. So they need
so
they
another
need a
solid
forward.
presence, a lot of another like solid presence to be in the paint. So, but happy about the signings for sure.
The craziest signing though, you know what I'm gonna say.
Right,
Miles Turner to the
Yes.
Bucks and them waving
Dame
Lillard. Did
Yes.
you see that? I know you
Yeah.
saw it. I'm just saying that. Like,
why didn't we get Miles Turner? We were talking
you
about
guys
that.
get Miles Turner? Like, what the
That's
fuck?
what I'm saying.
Why didn't the Lakers go get Miles Turner? Especially because what the Bucks did, which is like absolutely wild, right? And I heard, and this was like Brian Windhurst said this the other day. It was like you're mortgaging your mortgage for a sports car. Because they waived Damian Lillard, right? But they still owe him $22 million a year for the next 5 years. And then you just sign Miles Teller to like some crazy ass contract that you shouldn't have signed him to for like 4 years, $75 million.
Yo, Giannis is out of there.
You have two players like that as like $50 million in cap space in just a year. And one of them's not even a play for you. And who plays point guard now though? Like who's gonna fucking run that team?
I don't know.
Like
I don't know.
Like,
Whatever's going on
wasn't gonna be there, but like you re-signed Gary Trent Jr. and you re-signed Kevin Porter. Like these guys are not point guards like at all. Like you saw how many turnovers Gary Trent Jr. had in the last 9 seconds of that game.
Listen,
like,
whoever's operating in that front office is absolutely doing a terrible job. Absolutely.
They're literally drunk right now.
Yeah, so I mean that's another big thing as well. Miles Turner is to the Bucks. Dame is the wave. Giannis is in a spin cycle because he doesn't know what the fuck is going on, and he might get traded too. So we'll see what happens on that front.
The collapse of the Bucks is fine with me though. Like I am fine with that.
Yeah, because at least the opportunity for the Knicks to sneak in and fucking take the crown.
That's what I'm talking about. Maybe we just sneak in and grab Giannis. We'll trade you Mikal Bridges and OG Anunoby. We'll take Giannis.
That'd be fucking amazing, to be honest.
And now with these bench guys, like that sounds pretty nice to me. But like,
I
I
will.
don't want to lose the core. But if we
I
had
mean,
to, I would want
if I had to
Giannis.
sacrifice Mikel and OG and that's it for fucking Giannis,
Well, you're gonna
or
sacrifice Mikel, OG, some probably McBride, and some picks too, like
some picks.
and a house in Manhattan, a building in
Yeah,
Manhattan.
yeah, building. Yeah, for
Like,
Giannis.
so you're gonna sacrifice a few things, but at the end of the day, like that's a game changer. One last thing, before we move over to our last segment, which is elevated advice, which I'm super excited about. What do you think about the Dallas Mavericks and the things that they've been doing down there? The moves that they were making, drafting Cooper Flag. Now they just signed D'Angelo Russell.
So
They're trying to find some other players to really fill the void as well. Kyrie's going to come back and be healthy. They just signed him too to an extension. What
yeah,
does
so
that
I think
team look like to you now that they move away from Luka and now doesn't seem like they took a beat at all. Like there's
yeah, I
no
mean
hiccup.
like I mean obviously AD having AD is always a positive. And they still got what's their big man? He's
They still got Gafford and Lively.
Yeah, so they got those two bodies down low. They have AD, they got Kyrie, they got D'Angelo Russell, Cooper Flag. They just drafted. So yeah, I mean, like obviously everything the world shocked that I think most of it was because you thought they would never trade Luca, but I
Mm-hmm.
mean I think they've done well in post Luca, and obviously we wanted Luca to stay there because his impact there was amazing. He got them to the finals. But at the same time, I think they kind of recuperated pretty nice with still being there. They still got AD. They signed Cooper. No, they got Cooper Flag. They got Gafford and Lively, like I just mentioned, and they're continuing
They
to
didn't
add
lose
pieces.
PJ Washington. They just added, D'Angelo Russell. They signed back Dante Exum. They have depth now too.
Yeah, so they also might make a run in the Western Conference. You know what I mean? So the Western Conference is pretty looking stacked. The Nuggets are back. The Mavericks, the Thunder, the Lakers are looking like they're making moves. So those are four teams off the bat that could potentially make the Western Conference Finals. So the Western Conference is looking
I mean,
pretty.
James Harden just got his bag too, bro. Like we don't know what's gonna happen with those Clippers, but I feel like they always just fumble around.
Yeah,
They'll make their way into the playoffs and then they'll lose.
I'm over the Clippers. The Clippers they've been talking about they built that whole ass arena, the wall, and all that shit, and they got nothing to show for it but a couple of
But what about
first
Wemby
round.
and the Spurs too? Like you can't count that man out. That
You
man
got
led the lead in blocks, and
That
he was
man,
out for the second half of the game.
that man is in China right now, getting his zen going on. So he's about to come back a new man, and he's about to start gliding the NBA up. You're absolutely right that the Spurs are another team that needs to be looked at too because they are cooking for sure over there.
Didn't they just sign somebody as well? Like who they sign as another big guy? Spurs. I
Um,
think they signed somebody too. If I'm not mistaken, Spurs free agency, and then we'll move off of this.
well, they just signed Luke Cornett.
Oh yes, Lou Cornett. That's what I was gonna say. They got another big
Yeah,
body in there.
they got another
I
big
think
body, so
they signed him for like 4 years and 40 million. That's pretty nice.
yeah,
10 million a
decent.
year.
Yeah, so they got a young core going on, so that they watch out for the Spurs for sure. Obviously they're cooking up 100%. So free agency is it's coming up like we mentioned out the floodgates, on fire.
Crazy man.
The Bucks definitely need our elevated advice, so let's provide it to them, Dougie. And let us know what is your elevated advice for today.
Let's see what CoStar, who still has not reached out to me directly, or us directly to get a sign on
Yeah,
here.
the
What they got me to
co-star.
say here. My elevated advice is pay attention to the tiny nuances. This one's actually really good. Like I think that there's more here than meets the eye because like some of the little stuff you always just like pass by it and it's nothing.
Yeah.
And then it comes back and you're like, oh, why didn't I think about that more? Like, why didn't I put more emphasis or time
Hmm.
or energy into it? And I think the little things that make you happy or that make you excited, like me and the Knicks and them signing everybody and getting a new coach, like those are the things you got to keep an eye on to always have good and solid energy. And you brought it up where Wemby's in China right now doing his feng shui thing. I think you got to keep up with the little things to have the right feng shui in your life and feel good about it. So, what do you think about it? What do you think about
Yeah, I
that
mean,
one?
I'm a big advocate for it's all about the little things. Whenever you're doing, whether it be a hobby, a relationship, it doesn't matter what it is. It's definitely the little things and the little nuances. I'm actually learning that in dance and photography as well. It's not really about just learning the steps or learning how to shoot. It's literally the little nuances like that you do in your technique that help you become a better dancer or photographer. So it's you apply that, and even in like sports, like it's like those little. You could know how to shoot a ball, but like, is your technique and those little nuances that you do that allow you to be great at whatever you do. I mean, look at Steph, look at LeBron. These are guys that Kobe when he Mike Jordan. The little nuances that you do could help you elevate your status and elevate your game and all that stuff. So like LeBron isn't the best in the world because he just sits on his ass and doesn't do nothing.
Mm-hmm.
He just a freakish athlete. He's also looking, studying the game. He's looking at ways to get himself better. Steph, he's not the greatest shooter because it just happened like that. He perfected shooting. So
Mm-hmm.
those little nuances really do help. So I think home team focus on the little things because those are what really matter in your day to day, and they're gonna help you become the best version of yourself.
I agree. Those are good words right there. That's some good elder
Uh,
advice. What
yeah,
do
I
you got
mean,
on your end?
I got for me, it's okay to not immediately understand what has happened to you. I think, and this just means that whatever you're going through, everything happens for a reason. And at first, when things happen, it may seem cloudy, it may seem foggy. But my favorite thing that I tell everybody is always stay the course. And I actually got that from Kobe. Is always learning how to navigate through the storm because there's always sunshine at the end of it. So you may not understand what's going on now. It may be frustrating. You may be emotions may be hot and heavy, but always just stay the course, stay calm, stay cool, stay collected, and eventually things will, the light will appear, and you'll understand that this happened for a reason. On top of everything, through that storm, it's gonna build character. It's gonna build experience. It's gonna make you stronger. And that's what really life is. I don't. This is kind of cliche and kind of cheesy, but God gives his greatest battles to his greatest soldiers. So I think that in a nutshell is just stay the course. And what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. What about you? What you think about that?
I agree. I think everything happens for a reason. You're given options and you choose those options because that's what free will is, and you have the choice to make those you have the choice to make the decisions for yourself. But when you do make those decisions, a reaction happens. And you have to be
Yeah,
ready for it. You have to be able to weather the storm, like you said, or you might be able to cherish what happened and enjoy it at the same time. And then revert back to enjoying the little things as well. I think both of ours kind of stay the course of what we've been talking about, which is keep going with the passions that you have, keep pushing yourselves to limits that you might not like or you might not feel comfortable with, and a positive outcome will come from it. Keep being passionate about the things that you're passionate about. Keep loving the things that you want to love, and stay that course and do the things that you need to do to be the better person and have a positive attitude, and all that will come back full circle. And I couldn't say it better than you couldn't say it better. I couldn't say it better. I feel like everything happens for a reason. It's all
yeah,
given to us and put in front of us. Like none of these paths are drawn out. Um,
yeah,
these are already some things are prescribed, but other things are you make that change and you do that and you ride that course. So
Yeah.
really, really good elevated advice. Home
Nice.
team, we want to hear your advice. We want you guys to speak and chat with us a little bit more. We did post on our Insta. We're asking for more ideas around this season. So please drop them in the comments. We're really, really excited. There's a lot of cool stuff coming out with Elevated and Chill over the next few weeks, but also for
Yeah.
season 2. So CJ, I'll pass it back over to you, man. But definitely an exciting time, and this was a great session.
Yeah, obviously it's always a pleasure chopping it up with you, Dougie. Like Dougie said, drop your elevated advice for us in the chat and for the other people in the comments, home team. We would love hearing your feedback and love hearing your elevated advice. Yeah, I mean, we're asking for any recommendations or anything that you guys want us to talk about, topics or whatever. We definitely want to be more engaged with you guys because you guys are the foundation for Elevated and Chill. And with all that being said, you can always catch us on YouTube, 6 p.m., 3 p.m. Pacific time.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, Dougie, it's always a pleasure. And I'll catch you later, bro.
CJ, catch you on the flip side. Thank you, man.